In our busy lives, we all have tasks. Some we don't have time for. Some we don't have the skills for. On the other side, there are countless skilled people looking for flexible work. But connecting these two groups is often frustrating, insecure, and inefficient. What if there was a better way? This is the problem we set out to solve. And today, we're excited to show you our solution. TaskFlow. TaskFlow is a modern, secure online marketplace that seamlessly connects people who need tasks completed with skilled individuals who can help. Our solution is innovative in its focus on community and trust. We're not just facilitating transactions, we're building a network of verified users. For task posters, it means getting your life back on track without the hassle. For task doers, it's a platform to earn money and build a reputation based on their skills and reviews. The potential impact is a more efficient, local, and community-driven economy where anyone can get help or find work safely and easily. Let's peek under the hood. TaskFlow is a full-stack web application built with a clear and powerful architecture, and we use VS Code software to build this website. The user interface you see is built with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, making it responsive and intuitive. The brain of our operation is built with Ballerina. It handles all the business logic, user authentication, and task management. All our data, user profiles, tasks, reviews, is stored securely in a MongoDB database, chosen for its flexibility with our data model. While our core is custom-built, the architecture is designed to easily integrate with third-party services for payments like Stripe and communications like SendGrid in the future. The front end communicates with our Ballerina backend. Ballerina processes the requests, interacts with the database, and sends the responses back. It's a clean, scalable, and modern setup. Now, let's see it in action. The public site explains how it works in 3 simple steps. Create an account, post or browse tasks, and connect to get it done. Trust is key. That's why we showcase testimonials and have a robust rating system. To join, users go through a quick sign-up process where they define their role, either as someone needing help or offering it. Our secure payment system ensures funds are held in escrow and only released when the task is completed satisfactorily, protecting both parties. First, its native support for network services and API-first design made creating our REST endpoints incredibly straightforward and clean. Defining a service and its resources is intuitive and requires less boilerplate code than other languages. Second, Ballerina's built-in concurrency model with workers and its visual sequence diagrams allowed us to easily model and implement complex flows, like our matching algorithm and the payment escrow process, without getting lost in callbacks. Finally, its powerful data binding and integrated MongoDB client allowed us to read and write data with minimal friction, making our database interactions safe, efficient, and easy to maintain. Ballerina was the perfect choice to build a reliable and high-performance backend for TaskFlow. Now let's walk you through the code for a project called TaskFlow. Connect tasks with talent. This is a landing page for a platform where people can either find help for their tasks or offer their skills to others. Let's start with the HTML. At the top, we have a navigation bar with a logo, menu links, and buttons for login and sign up. Next, the Hero section shows a big title, a short description, and 2 buttons, one to find help and one to offer help. Scrolling down, the Features section highlights the main benefits: quick matching, secure payments, and a rating system. Then, the How It Works section explains the process in 3 simple steps. Create an account, post or browse tasks, and connect to get things done. We also have a testimonial section where real users share their experiences, followed by a call to action area that encourages visitors to sign up. Finally, at the bottom, there's a footer with about info, quick links, categories, and contact details. Now, let's move to the CSS. The page uses a modern design with custom colors, shadows, gradients, and smooth hover effects. It's also fully responsive, which means it looks great on desktop, tablet, and mobile. And finally, the JavaScript. Here, the code checks if the user is logged in by looking at local storage. If not logged in, the user is redirected to the login page. If logged in, the page updates to show their name and their role, whether they're a task giver, a task seeker, or both. There's also a logout function to clear the data, and a mobile menu toggle for smaller screens. The script even checks the backend API to make sure the server is running. So in summary, this project is a responsive landing page with authentication features, role-based UI, and API integration. It's a strong starting point for building a real-world platform like TaskFlow. We're going to look at the back-end code for a project called TaskSwap, written in the Ballerina programming language. When this program starts, it runs the main function. Right away, it prints out some messages telling us that the backend is starting and that 2 servers are available. One for static files on port 8080 and another for the API on port 8081. Next, the program sets up its storage. This happens in a function called initialize storage. The idea here is to make sure there's a place to keep data before the app starts working. It checks if a folder called data exists. If not, it creates it. Inside this folder, the program will store 2 files, one for users and one for tokens. The users file keeps information about registered users, while the tokens file helps with authentication, basically keeping track of who's logged in. At the top, you'll notice several Ballerina modules being imported. HTTP for web requests, UID for generating unique IDs, crypto for security, time for handling timestamps, and file for managing storage. So, in short, this code is the foundation of TaskSwap's backend. It sets up servers, prepares storage, and gets everything ready for managing users and tokens. That's the overview of this file. In this part, I'm going to explain the backend configuration files of the TaskSwap project. The first file is ballerina.toml. This file defines the package information for our backend service. Here we can see the organization is set to TaskSwap. The project name is backend, and the version is 0.1.0. It also specifies the Ballerina distribution version that this project depends on. In the build options, observability is included, which means we can track and monitor our services. Below that, we list the project dependencies. For example, it uses the crypto module for encryption, UUD for generating unique IDs, IO for input and output, and file for handling file operations. So basically, ballerina.toml is like the main project configuration file. Now let's move on to the dependencies.toml file. This file is auto-generated by Ballerina, and we should not edit it manually. It manages all the dependency versions for the project. For example, it lists the auth module, which provides authentication, the cache module for storing data temporarily, the HTTP module, which is used for APIs and web services, and many core language modules like array, string, int, and time. It also shows which version of each dependency is installed and how they connect to each other. At the bottom, we can see our own package, TaskSwap Backend, which depends on modules like crypto, file, HTTP, IO, time, and UUID. So in short, ballerina.toml is where we declare our project setup, and dependencies.toml is automatically generated to lock in the correct versions of those dependencies. Together, these two files make sure the backend works consistently and has all the modules it needs. To summarize, TaskFlow provides a creative, secure, and efficient solution to a common everyday problem. It's built on a robust tech stack where Ballerina shines as the powerful engine behind it all. This is just the beginning. We see a future with features like real-time messaging, a mobile app, and advanced AI-based task matching. We're incredibly proud of what we've built, and we hope this demo shows the potential of TaskFlow and the power of using a modern language like Ballerina for back-end development.